Hey, Professor Antoine. This is my first video, so I'm a little nervous, so bear with me. Um, I read your book. Let's see here. Sources of Significance. It was really interesting and cool. Um, I just wanted to talk about it a little. It was pretty challenging for me actually because I don't know a lot about communication theory. I haven't read any Ernest Becker. Haven't read any Kenneth Burke or Hans Johannes, I think is how you pronounce his name. So yeah, it was difficult for me because I haven't read. Let's see, what are some of the books by Kenneth Burke? What is it? Um, Escape from Evil. I haven't read Escape from Evil, or I haven't read. What are some of the other ones? I haven't read any of his books, and Ernest Becker, or so. It was difficult for me the first 5 chapters, but I liked it. I don't know anything about semiotics or anything, so it was difficult for me. But yeah, some of the things that I thought were really interesting was Kazasui. I think Kazasui, you talk about a lot about Kazasui. Yeah, Kazasui. I think it was introduced by Spinoza first. But, and yeah, Kazasui is a myth. Yeah, and how you talk about it, you disagree with it. And yeah, Kazasui, I don't know if people have read any Heidegger or any other sort of phenomenologist or existentialist. But Kazasui, yeah, it doesn't exist. We already exist in a world with transcendence and I'm sorry, not transcendence, but we exist in a world with facticity and being with others and being for others and just there's a thrownness to the human condition. And I think, yeah, the cause of sui, that we're our own cause. That's that's not right. Yeah, that's not what it means to be human. And I really liked how you discussed that in your book. Um, so so yeah, that was really interesting. Another theme you talked about that I really liked was guilt. Yeah, guilt. Yeah, guilt. That's yeah, guilt's a great theme. Yeah, guilt. We've lost our sense of guilt kind of in the West. I mean, it's like guilt's become a four-letter word, but guilt is a real sort of ontological fact of life. And we experience guilt, because it's like we can't live up to our own standards. Oh, my favorite author, Philip K. Dick. Um, he says, um, he says, um, he says it's a sad day when we realize that we're gonna fail to live up to our own standards. And I think Philip K. Dick is right. And there is a sort of guilt in that too, that we're not gonna be what we want to be all the time. And um, I think, yeah, there's a guilt in that. I'm not sure if that's what you meant by guilt always, or if you're talking about a different type of guilt than what I am sort of representing here. But I think, I think you were talking about guilt more as sort of like we don't do it alone, and that there's kind of this guilt and thinking that like, oh, we can just hoard all these like materialistic possessions, and then it's like, and then we don't have a sort of a need to sort of give back to the world, which I think is also true. But I think there's also this guilt, and I think it sort of gets mixed up with sort of religious overtones, so people kind of reject it. But I think there's a guilt in sort of the fact that we're not going to be what we strive to be. We're going to fail and we're going to fall short of what we believe in, whether we believe in like concepts like empathy or personal responsibility. We're not going to always be empathetic, or we're not always going to be personally responsible. So I think yeah, I think that was really interesting. Guilt. Let's see. Oh, the last chapter in your book was probably the chapter I understood the best. When you talked about Stoicism and Seneca and Epictetus. This book right here, um, The Black Swan by Nassim Nichols Taleb. Let's see if you can see that. It's a book about chance and randomness and how um, existence is contingent. And I think, yeah, it's a really important part of life is realizing that you can't control everything, and that it's a really hard actually not being able to control everything and sort of acknowledging that fact. But at the same time, personal responsibility is also a really important part of life. And there's kind of a dialectic between sort of personal responsibility and things that are out of our control. You know, Sartre calls it, well, he refers to it as facticity, kind of like things that we can't control, and transcendence, sort of like our own sort of choosing who we are, and that there's a dialectic between the two and a balance. And I think, I think, yeah, that's what we're trying to do as human beings. We're trying to balance those two, and that's really difficult because feeling like things are out of your control is a pretty horrible feeling. So yeah. I think human beings have a need to be autonomous, but anyways, I just want to say, Professor Antoine, I read your book, Sources of Significance. Although I don't know a lot about communication theory, I think your book was super great, really interesting, really cool. I really love your channel. I think your channel is really great, and just you seem like a really cool guy. Uh, just yeah, you're probably one of my favorite channels on YouTube. So I just wanted you to post a response, and yeah, I know you really love existentialism and phenomenology. Oh, maybe you could post a video about your book for people out there that have read it. Maybe some more videos on existentialism, phenomenology, just because I really like existentialism and phenomenology also. But anyways, I just want to say that, and your videos are really cool. And yeah, all right, bye.